This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. I'm Kate Sharon. DePauw University has received $200 million in gifts it says will support its Bold and Gold 2027 strategic plan, the university announced Wednesday. The funding includes $150 million from an anonymous donor, marking the largest gift ever given to the university, plus $50 million in supporting matches from several unnamed donors. President Lori White said the gift is exciting for the university.
It's a huge endorsement and vote of confidence in the strategic direction of the university, all the things that we will be able to continue to do to deliver the incredible education experience that we're known for.
DePauw said about 3/4 of the funding will go to the university's endowment, while about $64 million will be allocated to the new creative school, which launches this fall as part of the Blue and Gold plan. Republican state lawmakers quietly fast-tracked a contentious bill that will further strip protections on some of Indiana's wetlands. It's the first piece of legislation to head to the governor's desk this session. The Senate approved the measure 32-17 on Tuesday, with 8 Republicans joining the opposition. It's not clear where Governor Eric Holcomb stands on the bill, however. House Bill 1383 reduces wetland protection by shifting some Class 3 wetlands, which are currently protected, down to Class 2, which have far fewer safeguards. Indianapolis-based Elevance Health was placed at number 8 on Just Capital and CNBC's rankings of America's most just companies, honoring businesses that perform well on issues important to the public like social justice and sustainability. Elevance performed largely above the industry average in each category and was the industry's best in the environment as well as shareholders and governance categories. The rankings are calculated by an evaluation and data review of specific issues. This year includes workers, communities, customers, environment, and shareholders and governance. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Whether it's a new hire or a noteworthy promotion, IIB's Bigwigs and New Gigs serves as a platform to promote your team. Our revamped offering includes being featured on both the newly redesigned newsletter and at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Subscribers to the Business News subscription save $10 off every listing, plus you can save $100 by bundling your submission to IIB with the Indianapolis Business Journal or the Indiana Lawyer. More at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
Business and education leaders from across the country will gather in South Bend in October to discuss ways to parlay university resources into strategies for increasing economic development in college towns. Indiana University South Bend will host the University Economic Development Association Summit October 6th through 9th at Embassy Suites, bringing in experts in regional economic development to help universities deepen connections with business partners. One of the school's biggest community engagement achievements has happened more or less organically, as it does in many college communities throughout the country. More than 80% of IUSB's roughly 4,000 students come from its 8-county surrounding region, and 65% of its graduates remain in the area, contributing directly to local businesses and other institutions. A former Notre Dame law student who was involuntarily removed in his first semester will not gain readmission next fall by way of a preliminary injunction. IIB's Alex Brown has more.
Judge Philip Simon of the Indiana Northern District Court denied Bryce Daniels' motion for a preliminary injunction against the Notre Dame Law School on Monday. According to Simon's order, Daniels enrolled at Notre Dame Law in the fall of 2021, but according to Daniels, he was dismissed following, quote, a very flawed process based on the meritless Title IX complaint by a Jane Doe with whom he had only the barest acquaintance, but who developed a sudden and inextricable hostility toward him, end quote. But according to Notre Dame, quote, various university officials have attested to receiving statements from several witnesses about Daniels making suicidal comments as well as threatening statements about other students and having ready access to firearms, all of which triggered an emergency removal process, end quote. Daniels brought claims of gender discrimination and breach of contract, but Simon found no likelihood of success on either. Simon also rejected Daniels' argument that the lapse of time between his removal and requested re-enrollment would cause irreparable harm, noting that Daniels was removed from the law school in the fall of 2021, but did not file suit until August 2022. His motion for a preliminary injunction was filed in December 2023. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Holiday World and Splash and Safari said Wednesday it has begun hiring for its 2024 season. The Spencer County Amusement Park is looking to fill more than 2,200 seasonal positions, including lifeguards, retail, and guest services. A series of in-person and virtual hiring events have been scheduled from February 13th through April 9th. Holiday World says many departments fill their positions early, especially for 14 and 15-year-olds, so interested individuals are encouraged to apply early. Journeyman Distillery plans to begin hosting a series of artesian markets at its $4 million American Factory campus in Valparaiso starting this month. Our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana report the move mirrors the popular markets hosted at the distillery's location in Three Oaks, Michigan. The first winter market, set for February 17th and 18th, will feature more than 130 small businesses from throughout Northwest Indiana and the Midwest. Anderson University President John Pistol is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Kate Sharon for Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.